Welcome to Mama's Land episode 8. I'm very excited about today's guest. Welcome, Atoga. All right.
I'm alright. I've just been doing the same thing every day for the past 18 months now. So,
All right.
I'm just here chilling. Yeah.
Sounds good. What's that entail?
Mostly just working from home.
All right.
And never leaving my cave.
Sounds good.
Like a little goblin.
Sounds good. I'm in a similar sort of situation.
All right.
In my loft office.
Nice.
Yeah, got some fairy lights on.
Nice.
It's good.
Yeah. I work.
Sounds good.
Nice.
So I'm not working. So.
Chilling at home.
Nice.
Good stuff. So, Atoga, here you're from Canada.
That's correct.
Is it the east bit?
Yeah, I'm in the central bit, I suppose. Kind of east bit. I'm in Toronto, which is sort of like central Canada. The best city in Canada, probably.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Many Dackers from Canada, notably Susan.
Oh, yeah.
And probably some others, Spasmo, I believe.
Have you ever met them?
Both Montrealers. No, I have not. Although,
Shame.
I think there were a few others as well. But sort of the B team Dackers, less notable.
Oh, no. No, A-team all the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. But those guys were from Montreal, I believe. Susan was always posting from his Quebecois government job. And he would email me sometimes from his work account. So that was good.
Yeah. Which branch do you know where it worked at?
Some city thing.
Parks and Rec style.
Something like that sort of thing, yeah. I don't remember exactly, but I would also be emailing him and messaging him and dacking from my government job when I had one. So, a very good use of resources right there.
Yeah, for sure. Have you lived in Toronto all your life? What's it like out there?
Pretty much, for the most part. It's nice. It's not like what most people imagine Canada is like. It's pretty warm. Mm-hmm. It's just another, I don't know, it's kind of like New York or something, if you've been there.
I've never been to New York. I've been to
the end of the universe.
Well, as we were saying, Canada's a hell of a country.
It's pretty good,
I like all the mountains in between. Have you ever been up a mountain?
I have. I've been out in the Rockies there, as a youth, I suppose. Not anytime recently, but yeah, Rockies. You got both the coasts, also the Arctic. A lot going on.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Hudson Bay.
Yeah. Have you ever visited North America?
Yeah, I've been to Vancouver, Seattle, and all down the coast.
Me too.
Maybe we're there at the same time.
Maybe.
Slapping high fives at each other.
Oh, you're the guy.
Oh yeah, it's me all along. And been to Florida and all that bottom bit.
Nice, classic.
Oh yeah, it's cool. I've always wanted to go to New York though. The Big Apple.
Big Apple, #1 city in the world.
Yeah, Success City.
Yeah, that's right, baby. Yeah, New York is a good time.
What's your favorite city? America.
I've only really been in North America. New York is up there for sure. Detroit is pretty good. I lived there for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Was working at an art gallery there. What else? San Francisco is all right. It's probably not as good now because you have to be a tech person to live there.
Yeah.
Montreal, also pretty good. Very European.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Have you popped over to Europe?
I haven't.
Oh.
Never set foot.
Well, you're not missing much, to be honest.
Yeah, I get the idea.
Yeah.
I can just Google places.
You've seen the movies.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah. So you mentioned working in a gallery. Are you? And I get the gist from your general DAC persona. You're a cool guy. You know about art and stuff. Is that true?
I don't know about that, the cool guy part, but I know a decent amount about art. Yeah, I studied graphic design and also art theory. The most recent time I went to university. I know a fair bit about art history, things of that nature. Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. Interesting, I think. Well, bits of it.
Yeah, for sure.
You seem like the guy who always knows what's happening, what's fresh.
Yeah, I've got my finger on the pulse, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
You did art school as well, Megatron?
I did, yeah. I did sculpture and then did my master's in photography. But I don't know that much about art, really, or theory. Not too much, anyway.
Fair enough.
I'm really rubbish at naming bits. But I like the doing of it. I like the making of it and looking at bits and bats.
Yeah, that's the most important part. You don't really need to know that much. You can always just kind of blunder your way through it, I feel like.
Yeah.
So, as long as you have like a certain confidence about you, you're good to go, really. You can make it.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want a DAC Easter egg, there was another guy, I think his main name was Infinity Dose, who also went to the same art school as me, like a fairly small Toronto art school. So, yeah, he went like a bit before I did, but I hadn't. Like, I would see his name in real life, because I knew his real name. I talked to him on MSN back in the day. I would see it every so often, and it would be kind of a strange sort of like overlap between this internet persona thing and real life. That's the only time I've really encountered Dak in the real world.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of an interesting coincidence.
But the sound, were they cool?
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I don't know what he's up to now, but I used to talk to him on MSN quite a bit back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
I would just add up like pretty much everyone on MSN, I remember. Like probably a good like third to half of my list was just like internet randoms from the follow community.
I think I was talking with you on MSN as well back in the day.
Yeah, I definitely had both of you guys.
I remember you were one of the select few people with whom I talked outside of DAC to any extent, like MSN, ICQ, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, all of that. MSN anyway. I never used ICQ actually, or AIM, any of that other nonsense. Only MSN for me.
And IRC.
IRC was a good one.
Okay, IRC also. But that's like a different beast.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you discovered DAC, Fallout, IRC, etc.? I just enjoyed these DAC origin myths.
It's probably a bit foggy, but as I recall, I remember the first time I played Fallout. I just played it at my friend's house, and I was hooked on it. It's probably like the first video game I was really enthralled with.
Yeah.
So I borrowed the CD from him like a month later or something. I got really into it. I probably played it quite a bit sort of that summer. And I remember it was the first time like I wanted to like know more and like read walkthroughs and like just find out about, like anything else to do with it. I had to find some kind of fix.
Yeah.
So I went online. I think I was on the Vault 13 forum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For a bit. I have a vague memory of that. I think I posted a handful of times, but I don't really remember it because I was like a 12-year-old or something like that at the time.
Yeah.
But I remember the sort of like look and vibe of it. The classic black and green.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one.
The best theme.
Yeah. And then I guess it just like it closed down at some point around like 2001, 2002. So DAC was just the place to be after that.
Yeah, there was like I looked into it, there was like a month gap between when like the new forums opened and the Vault 13 closed, so there was this migration.
Yeah, so the places to go were either NMA, which I think I took a look at, but I wasn't really feeling it, and DAC, which I was much more into, much more chaotic. I think it also felt a bit smaller. I liked that I could like read everything on it and feel like I was up to date.
Yeah.
Whereas anime, there's a bit too much going on. Like it's hard to like keep track of everybody.
Yeah.
I was just thinking maybe it was just luck of the draw that I ended up on DAC because Kriegel, took a liking to Toxic Waste Boy, posted it on the website. And I guess that's sort of why I gravitated towards that site. Like if some Odin or what's his name
Rush
posted, then maybe I would be like a NMA'er, but maybe Toxic Waste Boy wasn't their sort of thing to begin with.
Yeah, they didn't like it if you took the piss on anime at all, really.
They don't like having fun.
Yeah. I remember I made like a light joke about 9/11 on anime. Like one of the few times I tried posting on there. It was probably like about a year after 9/11, and some guy got really mad at me.
Right.
So I think that was one of the last times I went on there.
Yeah. They always seemed a bit too self-serious, really, and like, follow the rules and all that kind of behaviour. And I've never liked people like fucking enforcing the rules where it's not even the place. Such a bummer.
Yeah, precisely. It's just bad vibes all around, really.
It fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah. And if you're like a teenage edgelord like I was, it's not like you're gonna eventually you'll keep clashing with it and you'll just decide it's a waste of time.
Yeah, not like DAC. Dak.
No.
It's sort of interesting. Like, I guess there are these people who love following the rules from the beginning, and then there are the tough guys, the outlaws, the Mama's gang.
That's right. Sort of like the vibe on anime is sort of like more people who like editing a Wikipedia sort of thing.
7 stages of man. They're thus: Soldier Boy, Monkey Man, Piker Man, Toxic Mutant, Retired Astronaut, Famous Film Critic, and Wikipedia Moderator.
I mean, Wikipedia is good. Like, it's a treasure. Don't get me wrong. We need some people like that. But, I don't want to spend all my time there.
Yeah, that seems fair. It's all about balance and harmony.
That's right.
If everyone was like that, horrible.
Yeah. But you need some guys like that in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. That's how I can sort of I view a lot of the world, a lot of like discrepancies. So we have that because you have the other one, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know what the role of RPG Codex would be in that. Because I think I spent a small amount of time on there as well. I had an account at least. But I don't really remember what it was like back then. It seems to be all Nazis now. Yeah. But I feel like it's like that. This is a more recent change.
I've been checking it lately, and once, if you stay to the right forums, like RPG, like the news section, stuff like that, then it's fine. But most of it is pretty bad, and it's just it's pretty funny that people think of it as some sort of last bastion of free speech instead of a RPG site, which is something that could be said for something like how we probably thought of DAC back then, but we weren't as speak highly about it, I guess.
No, there's a bit of like ironic that, which I think is fine. You can't do that as much anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, those days are over, aren't they?
Indeed.
Can't black up, can't do all sorts.
Yeah, no more blackface.
No. Have you ever done blackface?
I have not.
I have, but it's...
Our prime minister is famous for doing blackface. There's like, I don't know if this stuff is on your radar or not. Justin Trudeau?
Yeah.
He's had quite a few blackface incidents in the past. It's always servicing photos of him.
Yeah.
He's quite committed to it. Like, he paints his hands as well,
Oh, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Interesting. I just need to have a little... All right, yeah. That's...
When did this happen?
Probably same time, like early 2000s, when you could do this sort of thing.
Yeah.
That was just like, it was just part of the culture.
Yeah. I think it's a bit forced that people are just digging up stuff that, is very much frowned upon now, but probably wasn't back then. And labeling, judging people based on current, atmosphere instead of like how it was back then. You know what I mean? Sure.
I guess it just it's a very easy thing to do, right? And it fuels journalism. Like, it's a sort of like easy fodder for journalists, right? So there's every incentive to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially like when politics are in play.
Yeah. With something like that, like I feel like it's probably fair game if it's a politician. If it's like a private individual, I'm less into it.
Yeah, I can definitely back that up.
Yeah.
Especially in case this kind of thing ever happens to me.
Yeah. I don't know how many incriminating posts I have on DAC. I haven't really been through my post history like that to analyze it. But I probably wouldn't want it to be subject to too much scrutiny.
Yeah, best not to look at it. It's my own experience. Speaking of which, I just sort of had a quick glance of like some of the threads you started. There's a few ones that I like.
Interview prep.
First one is like probably one of the most underrated threads on DAC. It's titled, "What birds remind you of Psycho Sniper?"
I don't remember that one. What were the birds?
You said he reminds you of a turkey or a quail.
Yeah, similar shape.
Not a popular thread, but it was good.
It didn't do well. Damn. I saw a turkey the other day, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Looked like a Psycho Sniper?
I did not have that thought, but probably if I saw them side by side,
yeah,
yeah,
the comparison would make itself.
Shaved its head.
Yeah.
The other thread, this is kind of interesting. So I was thinking of asking you of like what is your worst fear, and then I saw that you had this thread called "What is your deepest fear?"
Oh.
Is it still caterpillars?
Yeah, I don't like them at all.
Yeah.
I can't really. There've been quite a few this year, and it's not been a good time. They have a lot of gypsy moth caterpillars around the city. They're always just kind of like hanging off of things. So it was a bad time for me going outside in the early summer when they were all around. Yeah, I don't like them at all. Most other bugs I'm pretty fine with, really, but I don't like the way caterpillars move. I just can't deal with it
too much.
Yeah. So it's got to be up there as far as fears go. I guess the other ones are just like pretty standard fears, heights, things like that.
Yeah.
I'm scared of heights a bit, I think. I like to get more into having fears and stuff, so I think heights would be good.
Alright, awesome.
I don't like being high up, and you can fall. I can understand. It just makes sense. I used to be scared of moths a bit. I used to live in it's quite a room with a low ceiling, and there'd be moths flying around all the time in the mornings, and I keep hitting my face when I was a child.
Yeah, I mean, they come from caterpillars, so it's not good. I'm not thrilled about them either.
No, they have big old bodies. We've had a moth infestation recently in the wardrobe. Lots of clothes eaten.
Not good.
The worst part is they have like appetite for the good stuff. They usually go for like better quality stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have mothballs? Or you don't want it to smell like an ultra scene?
No mothballs, unfortunately. I do quite like the smell of them myself. But we've got this, it's like a glue trap.
Okay.
Attracts some sort of scent and it lands and it's stuck there then. But there used to be eggs. There's eggs everywhere. So we're having to decontaminate it all.
It's not so good.
Pain in the neck.
Yeah.
I feel like Finland is super easy in that sense because, first of all the houses are super insulated, so not much stuff gets in. But also the cold season is so long that there's not a lot of time window for the creepy crawlies to get in all the time.
Yeah, everything just gets killed during the winter, right?
Yeah, but the Finnish nature is really nice overall. Like, I think the most dangerous animal is like a wasp. Seriously, like people die, like if they have allergies, that's what kills them. And then we have ticks, nothing major.
You thought it's a big country, isn't it? So there'd be bears and wolves and things, but I guess if it's ticks and wasps, then it's not too bad, maybe.
Yeah, and there are bears and wolves, but very few. And the bears aren't like, the grizzly bears in Canada that fuck you up.
Do they come into the city?
No. There are some foxes, and, I saw deer in the Central Park earlier this year. And they're nice animals.
Yeah.
None of the evil ones.
Yeah, that sounds quite wholesome.
Yeah. We have most of that stuff too. I've seen quite a few coyotes recently in the city, along with foxes. I saw some coyotes running on a road the other day, and they go quite fast. Like, I would say faster than a car, I would say. Like, I looked them up, and they go about 65 kilometers an hour. So they could easily chase a person down if they wanted to.
Aren't they just wee, though?
They're pretty big.
Oh.
I think they're afraid of people for the most part. They don't have very aggressive instincts, but they do look, it's like between a fox and a wolf, I would say. So a little intimidating, but not super frightening. If I saw a wolf, I would be a little more scared.
Yeah, a bit bigger. Did you select the Roadrunner cartoon with Wile E. Coyote?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't think I watched it that much. It was more of like a Simpsons, Arthur, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
More modern.
Who's your favourite character on The Simpsons?
Lionel Hutz, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Number one.
I'm a Skinner guy.
Skinner? Okay. When the guy who did Lionel Hutz died, that was kind of like the writing on the wall for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
It's not very good now, is it?
I have not seen it since like maybe the year 2000. But I know enough to know it's not good.
I've seen some bits and pieces. Everyone has like an iPhone, and it's very modern. It's trying to keep up with the times, but just they should realize that the whole concept is a bit outdated, maybe.
Yeah, it's no good. They shouldn't be going on like Facebook or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a show that relies on domestic violence quite a bit and alcoholism and this sort of stuff, and you don't modernize it by giving them iPads.
No.
Yeah.
But I think it really dates it when you start adding in technology and stuff like that, because it moves on so quickly.
In 2 years, you're going to watch some episodes about TikTok.
Yeah. Anything you love will be just driven into the ground.
Yeah.
Like Fallout, I guess.
Yeah. I feel that way about it now, really. I'm sick of it. First Fallout 76. Piece of shit.
Have you played any of the modern ones, apart from 76, which I know you boys played recently? Because you did a live stream of it, I believe.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you played any of the other ones, though?
I played New Vegas. I tried Fallout 3 for maybe 15 minutes. Didn't like it at all, but New Vegas, that one I beat. I really liked it. It was a good game.
So I played it. I've played Fallout 3 or 4. I think maybe both. I don't know anymore. It's all kind of a blur. But I've had a wee. Yeah, I don't know. It's not as good as Fallout 1 or 2. Have you had a go, Atoga?
No, I haven't touched any of them. I'm sure New Vegas is good enough. Like, I like Chris Avalon, one of the few video game auteurs, probably, along with Kojima. But I didn't get around to playing it. It seems like it would be like, 100 hours or so of my life.
Yeah.
So I'd have to set aside a lot of time, But one day I probably will. The others don't really interest me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you said not too long ago that the last game you played and enjoyed was Disco Elysium.
Yeah.
Which seems like a popular game amongst the gang. We all like it.
Yeah, one of the best, for sure.
But you also say that, the magic is sort of gone from gaming. I'm guessing we all feel the same. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, really. So much of it is tied up with, like, a very certain time of my life. Like being an early teenager, coming home from school, or just staying home from school, and, like playing Fallout or, like, Counter-Strike or whatever for 6 hours. Mm-hmm. And you can't, that sense of wonder, it's always going to be, like, a transient thing, which is associated with a certain time in your life. You can't get it back. I'm sort of still interested in games theoretically. Like, I follow a few, like, Twitter accounts and, like, gaming blogs, and I'll check them out every once in a while to see what's going on, if anything interesting is coming out, right? Like Disco Elysium. But if something seems, like, conceptually interesting, I'll check out, like, 5 minutes of it on YouTube. But then that's usually enough,
Yeah.
5 minutes, I get the idea. and I'm good to go. I don't need to play it.
Yeah, you get this sense of, that seems all right.
Yeah, that seems
I don't want to
interesting.
play it.
Yeah, I know enough. I've I scratched the itch, and I'm good.
I completely agree with you. Because, I've played so many games that everything feels sort of samey. Like, oh yeah, I've seen this before. And especially once you start thinking about, like the gameplay loops that the games like depend on. It's like the same old shit all of the time. So like, I was thinking about it the other day, and I like games that feel nostalgic somehow. If like a Disco Elysium, it was this sort of old school RPG vibe. I don't know what about the feeling about it was that spoke to me. I was playing this game called Jupiter Hell quite a lot, and it's basically like a turn-based Doom. So for me it's like combining two childhood classics, Doom and NetHack, and you can play it for like an hour instead of 100 hours. So yeah, like anything new is still. I think everything that I'm gonna like is a rehash of something old that I liked anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all been done before, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Disco Elysium, it gave me a lot of the same feeling I got from Planescape Torment, which I think is a pretty common reference point for a lot of people.
Sure.
But I mean, it's also very modern in its own thing. It's not just like a straight rehash, but it did give me this kind of feeling that I used to get when I would like start a new game, and you get this feeling of exploring a new world and like figuring out how all the systems work, figuring out what makes it tick,
Yeah.
Which is an increasingly hard feeling to get. Usually you can kind of size something up just from like the press around it, or like looking at a few screenshots, and you get what it's about.
Yeah.
I liked the Shadowrun games quite a bit. Also, what else have I played in recent years? I liked Firewatch quite a bit, actually. Nice and short.
Oh, I like a short game.
I don't know if that's like a cool game to like or not, but I thought it was nice. That's about it. I haven't played much else.
I started this thread called Unusual Games. It's in general gaming forum to sort of remind me, like build up a library of stuff. Because I feel the same, like I find out about the game, yeah, that looks good, but then I never play it. But some of the stuff looks really interesting, and I might actually want to play it. So I'm just writing it all down and getting some hints from other people. But like yesterday, I stumbled upon this game called Helix. Hang on, how do I send a link? You can check out. Just like open this site, you can see the art style and everything.
Oh yeah,
looks really cool, like something different.
Okay. A little Prosperian, maybe?
Yeah, definitely.
Just a whiff of that. Not completely, but...
And like weird stop motion graphics, all of that, and RPG combat, So maybe in a few years, I'll remember to try it out.
That sounds good.
Is Redaxium in the thread?
Yeah, of course.
Just looking for okay. Oh, it's the first game on the list. Okay.
Yeah. The first one. Prosper started a Discord for Redaxium, so I've been chatting with him lately. He's an interesting guy. He starts about like talking about some RPG stuff, like having children in the game, but then not being able to kill them would break the immersion. So like he's on the fence about it, and then it turns into he starts talking about like having abortion clinics in games. and like whether bombing the clinic is worse than bombing children. He's just got such an interesting mind.
What's his take on abortion?
I don't know. I'd have to ask.
Who knows? It's anyone's guess, really.
Have it both ways.
Yeah. I did not have the courage to join the Discord.
You're not missing much, but it's nice. Like if you're into like reading long monologues about weird stuff, then like nobody talks there except like me and this guy who did music for his game, who got kicked out because
Oh yeah.
Prosper lost his mind.
That guy was also in the DAC Discord, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. It's cool.
But he had creative differences. Is that it?
Well, yeah, I would say that Prosper has a very I don't know, like solitary, solipsistic vision of his game, and nothing can interfere with it. And I guess Fed Smoker was giving some ideas, crossing the line, and Prosper just lost it, and it became a big thing on his own private forum.
Wow. So is this Discord just you and Prosper then?
Let's see, 9 people.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think they're mostly like codexers.
Yeah. Posting gifts to each other and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, no one's saying anything. It's just me and, well, like 95% is just Prosper talking to himself. And then Fed Smoker and me chiming in every now and then.
Does he do like dev logs or anything like that? Updates? Sneak peek?
Yeah, I think the whole Discord is a dev blog. No, it's a mess.
So it's mostly just him talking to himself, really.
Yep.
Kind of like an inner monologue type of thing.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Reminds me of Rex a bit, because he would always do that back in the day. He would kind of have like a dialogue with himself about, whatever the issue of the day is.
Yeah.
Usually like probably like something deeply racist. And you get to kind of see his thought process if you wanted to read it. Yeah. And then generally like people wouldn't engage with that, but if you wanted to have like an argument with him, you could.
Yeah. And it was really easy to get him mad. That was like the fun part, I guess. Piss him off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a sensitive lad, isn't he?
Sort of, yeah.
It's kind of hard to get a read on like what his inner life is like, really. But certainly quite hostile.
Yeah, it's hard to sort of pin him down, like, what's his deal?
Yeah. I mean, because it's shifted so many times, right? Like, I don't know what he is now, but kind of like this right-wing Twitter guy.
He used to be a turbo feminist.
He's doing kind of like a 2014 social justice sort of thing back in the day. And before that, just a regular video game journalist kind of guy. And before that, Nazi on like IRC. So, he's done it all.
I was thinking actually, because he was more of a social justice kind of guy. And then the old stuff from IRC got leaked. I don't know, maybe that sort of sent him over the edge. And, it's tough to say like how much of it was kidding and how much was not. But, it's, I can imagine that sort of getting to him,
Yeah.
Like some old shit from IRC getting dug up, like he's been Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not like I care about the guy. I'm not too keen on defending him, but it sort of makes sense why he would just sort of flip like that.
Yeah, a very interesting guy. Although now, like, I wonder, like, do people dig up stuff from his social justice phase and
right.
do that as a gotcha? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a vicious cycle.
Yeah, it just never ends.
Nobody likes him.
Yeah. I mean, he does numbers. Like, you see him every once in a while. I mean, even when I stopped, like, paying attention to any kind of, like, followed stuff or thinking about that, you'd always see him, like, like once a year on Twitter or something. He would have, like, a post go viral. And I'd go, oh, yeah, there's that guy.
Yeah. We created that monster.
Yeah. We probably had a hand in, like, what he became.
Yeah.
Like, if he'd been bullied more, would things be different?
We failed. Should try it harder.
Yeah.
But I think.
I mean, I'm still trying to bully him, making all the videos and that.
That's true. Do you think he's like name searching and seeing this stuff?
I don't think like the stuff I do would pop up like maybe on the 20th page, but I don't know.
I think he's always on Twitter, isn't he? That's his main grift now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like exclusively American politics now as well.
That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
Why do all the like foreigners like us care so much about the American politics?
I don't know. Well, my question is, has he ever set foot in America?
Yeah.
I kind of want to say no, but I'm not. I would like to know more.
I understand, but I don't listen to perfect school for this tuition. I feel unknown, never still decay, but I can't stop, I carry on this way. Here inside, going down the road where I'm not followed, eased into an empty hollow, or out of sleep, I feel the fight, it's on. But I've been made to know the light's return is gone, and now it's been talked about as
Outside, my neighbour's having some kind of big argument with his neighbour. I don't know what's going on really. It's very fucking loud and annoying. I popped round earlier today asking for a printer. I've had a printer to print off some documents or some shit. But he's asked me at least 5-6 times since I've lived here, so he knows I don't have a printer.
Yeah, so yeah, consciousness and shit. Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's all been done before, really.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I look at portraits of Kant and I think, I'm just not going to get on with you.
Right, yeah. But that's the reason, like, I haven't read anything by that guy. There's so much that I don't know about, so I thought maybe that's a good introduction to a variety of stuff. And then I can just, like, pick and choose the stuff that I do like. Because, I don't care about the degree, all of that, as I've established, I'm sure. It's interested in the thing itself, which I think is a good reason to be a turbo feminist.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
Yeah.
like why study philosophy?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only reason, really.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to do anything else with it. So you might as well approach it with that sort of mindset, right?
Yeah. Besides, it's absolutely useless anyway.
Yeah.
As far as like careers go, so.
Probably you won't be doing any Kant or anything like that. He's pretty tough. You wouldn't give it to a first year.
Well, I'm pretty tough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying you're not, but
I like it when you open up some food and it has a little saying in it. That's my kind of philosophy.
Yeah.
like a Snapple lid that kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Yesterday's history and tomorrow's mystery.
So the present gift. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's what contemporary philosophy is all about. Live, laugh, love.
Yeah, you want to keep it bite sized. Absolutely.
Yeah, condensed. Maybe I can become like a TikTok philosopher. 6-second clips of like to be or not to be. I don't fucking know.
I think therefore I am. That's a good one, isn't it? Everyone's like, yeah. Descartes.
That's the plan.
Yeah. There are probably some Zoom or TikTok philosophers already, so you can get in on that, or you can be the first one if it's an open field. Really.
Not a lot of people are gonna follow in my footsteps, but maybe I'll just make like a DAC thread, like the army diary.
Classic.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll do that.
I never read that thread.
Me. I don't give a shit about his army experiences. But I mean, it's good that he did it, but I just don't care.
It seemed like it did pretty well. People were into it.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of army people on deck, so
Yeah.
makes sense. In Finland, you choose between shooting guns and wiping butt. Like you do the army thing, or then it's just like this civil service, whatever it's called.
Can you do both? White butts in the army now.
No, that's the thing.
You went with the butts?
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people from countries where there's mandatory military service as well. There's the Mossad, the guy who's in Mossad, I think, Guardian.
Oh yeah. And Dan, some guy
Dan,
called
yes.
Dan.
Yeah, same deal there as far as I recall. Or not Mossad, IDF.
Doesn't Israel have it mandatory for women and men, I think?
Yeah, the IDF. You have to do
Yeah.
it or else like you get arrested. I don't think there's much of an alternative.
I like to think I'd be cool. I'm not going in any army. I'm living in the waste sort of thing. Got a mohawk. I'm not joining the army. Whose war am I joining? I would say that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I did go to like high school though, and I've always done what I've been told, so probably not.
And that was when I had to choose that. Like, I mean, you have to choose when you're like 17. But, I just don't want to die because of some rich cunts are having a disagreement,
Yeah.
Do the Finnish ones ever get deployed? I mean, the Israelis certainly do, but
It's a pretty unlikely scenario that would actually happen. So it would be just probably like a good experience, and you get to shoot guns, stuff like that. But unless you apply to peacekeeping forces or something, and no, you just get called up like every few like 5 years to rehash old killing skills.
I would like to think I wouldn't do any of that shit, but again, I'm pretty weak-willed sometimes. Like if all my friends were doing it, I'd probably just jump in on it.
Yeah. Like smoking.
Yeah. If it was like Israel or something, maybe the calculus would be a bit different. Might be a conscientious objector, but I'd probably just go with the flow if I was in Finland. It doesn't look so bad.
Get to hang out with Cash Luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's good that there's a big army representation. I don't know. I guess in the army all they can play is Fallout 1 and 2 still. And it's good to see them. I remember quite, and it was very international in scope, wasn't it, all the time. People from Australia to Poland.
Yeah. It's mostly just Poland, really.
Yeah.
That's a good 50% of it, probably. But I remember feeling very cosmopolitan as like a 13-year-old when I was checking out the forums and talking to people on it.
Yeah, I think especially for me, who's very anti-military industrial complex, it's good to talk with people like Hammer,
Yeah.
Very eye-opening.
Yeah, some good people. Rama Strife was another one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had him on MSN as well. He's from like DR, I believe, Dominican Republic.
All right.
And he joined the US Army.
Oh.
He sent me, I saw some pictures of him like deployed in Iraq around like 2007 maybe. So yeah.
Aneurysm, Mama's Gang, he's in like the Portuguese armed forces.
Yeah. Both seemed like him and Rama seemed like fairly good-natured people. Like not the sort of people who would join the army just to like kill people or whatever, but just because it's a career path, I guess.
It was pretty interesting, like back when Guardian was still posting and there was some sort of a mini intifada going on, like a conflict.
Yeah, I guess that was like 2006 conflict in Gaza.
Yeah, and there was a thread about it, and he was like joking around, but he was very sensible, I would say,
Okay.
It's a very polarizing issue, and half of the people on the forum are, judging your country's actions, and half of them are endorsing them. And he was like, not really like saying, he was neither here or there, but just sort of making some funny comments about blowing kids up or something like that,
All right, so he's just there for a good time. He just wants to play Fallout, really. Like,
Yeah.
he's not here for the politics.
Yeah, I think most people that's what they want to do.
Yeah. Fallout in every home.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember when I nearly I left college and that, I thought, I'll join the army. I was doing all the training, all the push-ups and running rounds like a dick. And then I went to the army shop where you can register or whatever. And
The army shop.
it's a wee shop they recruit loads of people around my end because they're all like, working class lads up, fuck all to do. And I went in and it's like a weird office, but it was all like camouflage and shit. All the desks were green. I was like, I want to join. So, I trying to join the army or the navy, and they all each had a desk that you could go to. It's like, no, I want to join the paratroopers. It's like, oh, right. And I'm only like a skinny lad, really. So he calls out the special forces guy and says, let me see your hands. So I show him my hands. He says, oh, your fingers are too thin. I think you should join the army. And that, I just walked away because I had my heart set on some sort of special forces action. And I just want to be in the bullshit bit. I nearly joined the army. But I went to art school instead.
My friend joined the paratroopers, and when they had the first jumping from the plane, he landed badly and broke his hip, and that was the end of his paratrooping career.
Oh dear. Was he on a military pension then? Discharged with honours? And...
I'm sure they found some loophole not to pay anything. But my brother is actually some sort of I don't know what the English word is, but like a commando basically. This guy who does behind the enemy lines sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And he was sort of having a laugh about it because it's just something like most people do, go to the army. But he was really good at shooting and he was accepted to this, thing. And he's just thinking that, it's pretty weird that when you think of it, he's part of a very small minority of people that are really good at killing people. And he's been trained to being behind the enemy lines. There's not really you just have to get the fuck out of there. So I'm sure, he'd be up to shooting people.
Yeah.
In that situation. It's such a mind fuck,
That's pretty cool. So he's like a Rambo or a Cobra?
Yeah.
That kind of thing?
Pretty much. But that's what the Finnish military were doing. It was some really cool stuff, stopping the Russian tanks with sticking birch logs in between the tracks, right? And then when it breaks down, just sticking a Molotov cocktail down the hatch. Really Rambo stuff.
What, in the Winter War?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know too much about military history, but I do know about that. There's the famous guy who killed 500 Russians.
Simo Häyhä,
yes.
The sniper. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting story for sure.
Hmm.
Has your brother done the deed, killed anyone?
No.
Okay.
He didn't even go to the rehearsals. What do you call it? Retraining. I think he sort of gave up on it.
Okay.
Doesn't care about it at all anymore.
But he has what it takes.
Yeah, I think so. He's a bit mental as well,
Cool.
I'm sure. If he got drunk enough behind the enemy lines, blood would flow.
Do you think you could win him in a fight?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
I don't it's like a fight to the death.
Just a wee scrap, punching, karate kicks, whatever, chucks.
Maybe. If it got serious, I'd lose because I'm a man of peace. I wouldn't really go that far. I just, these people who fight, they have sort of some sort of a killer instinct.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that. I just hold up my arms and let him take me down. But I've trained some boxing, Muay Thai, MMA, a little bit of this and that. So I might have a chance if we were just like a sparring for the fun of it.
Oh.
But if it got serious, I think I'd always get my ass kicked because I'm a bit of a coward, really.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
me too.
I think most people, when it comes down to it, they don't really want to hurt other people seriously.
Yeah,
You have to have the right mindset, or just have a screw loose if you want to do that.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm too concerned. What if someone gets hurt too much?
Precisely.
Yeah, and I was always thinking like if I power punch someone in the spine, you know, are they gonna be like am I gonna stunt their growth?
Yeah,
I was always a bit worried about, you know, actually something bad happening.
yeah. Like if you hit somebody on the top of the head with like a hammer blow, and they shrink, like when their head goes in the shoulders.
Yeah, yeah. And then they walk with their feet pointing to the sides and like wobble around.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow, 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 wow.
yeah. That's life changing. So
It's tough to get employed, you know.
yeah.
Now, the spine punch, what is that exactly?
What is it?
That's something Rex did, right?
Did he do it to someone?
Yeah, I think what someone was.
Allegedly.
No, this is factual.
Oh,
This is the true story.
this is the tea.
Yeah, someone made fun of Rex at school. He was called a soldier in school, by the way, by his classmates.
Okay.
Just like this is like related. So someone made fun of his mom or something, I don't know. So he punched him in the spine, fractured the spine, and now the guy's got stunted growth for life.
Wow.
Wow.
So serious.
Yeah,
Pecky Peck. I didn't know he had it in him.
yeah. It's full of surprises, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I like that kid. Nah, I don't really. But it's just funny that I remember when all Gamergate stuff started and he was present in some way, and you know, it's just very unusual sort of history pattern. But I feel like all these podcasts sort of devolve into Rex chat. We should get him on.
Yeah.
That's a promise.
Rexcast should be called.
He would be a pretty big get. Does he do any kind of podcast or anything like that? I know he's been on Tucker Carlson famously.
He started doing like a YouTube, some sort of a thing recently, like
Okay.
just very recently. Like he has some sort of a newsletter. Hang on, let's look it up. Still Grey, because it was something like.
Okay. So I'm thinking we could do sort of like a live react to his YouTube show. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That would be pretty interesting. There's probably a lot of stuff to comment on.
Yeah.
So
I'll
it would be
have to sync up
a perfect springboard.
Yeah, we'll go off the timer at the bottom.
Oh yeah, here it is. It's the Culture War update. Is what this newsletter is called.
I love updates.
Is it a Substack?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll subscribe to that.
You should. It's a weird one. It's like the weirdest part is just like when sort of the chat logs came up and then seeing all of yours like names in there. It's talking like some really nonsense, and then there's Atoga commenting, making fun of him or whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I'm in there. I know Megatron is in at least one of them.
Oh, good.
Probably you are as well, Game Mouse.
Probably. I'm sure Nikolai is in a
Sure, if
bunch.
you do. Yeah.
I wish I still had all the old chat logs and all that old shit. It must exist somewhere. Sure of it. But I've also, I say this all the time, it's lost. It's gone.
I mean, if we got a hold of Nikolai somehow, then I'm sure he would still have it somewhere, because he had the wheelchairwares.com website that had everything.
Yeah. He was pretty prescient when it came to
Yeah.
archiving stuff like that. I didn't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
I think most people didn't.
He saw the value.
Yeah.
These are gonna be like worth like lots of Bitcoin in the future. You know?
He was a good one, for sure, yeah. Did you try to contact him when you sort of dusted off?
Yeah, in a bunch of ways.
And it didn't work.
I've sent him a PM, the easy way, but sort of like, I think like I had some sort of an old email. I tried to email him. He also had that alt account like Ian Miles Cheong Xiang Wen, something like that. That was Nikolai. I sent him a message there. I dug him up on Steam. Like sent him a message there. Like I've tried everything I could think of. I've even tried to figure out his real name.
Wow, but nothing.
It's nothing. He's like a ghost.
Kaiser Soze.
Oh, and RPG Codex sent him a message there as well. You know, I can't think of any other way of reaching him.
A shame, really.
Yeah.
Nikolai, if you're listening, reach out. We're here.
That's right.
When do you think that language started changing? When it all started being like this fucking bullshit stuff, like reach out and lean in, and is that just like a modern internet thing, or I don't remember language changing this quickly in such a short length of time. But I've not lived that long either, so I don't know.
Yeah, I guess like news traveled not quite as fast. Like some joke was fun 5 years later on because there were people still who hadn't heard it.
Yeah.
But now there's like every year there's like 10 new buzzwords or like I don't know, lit, hella sick. I don't know.
Getting crunked.
Bling. Yeah. Can't keep up. I mean, it just seems really redundant. Like, it's just...
Yeah. I mean, people just... There's only so many places that people take cues from now. Things are much more decentralized. But everyone is just, drinking from the same trough now. Be it like Twitter, Reddit, whatever. Yeah.
TikTok,
classic. Do you mess with that at all? The only modern thing I really use is Twitter. Not into like Reddit or anything like that.
We had like a Wasteland Twitter that got updated maybe 3 times. And then I made a new Twitter to ask Chris Avalon for an interview, like the Pooper Scooper interview.
Classic.
But that was like half a year ago. He was busy with other stuff. I guess he never replied. I don't know if he even got my message, but maybe because now he's like resurfaced. It would be sort of cool to just ignore everything he's going through and just send him the messages about some game that came out 10 years ago.
Was the interview supposed to be about New Vegas?
I don't even... It was something like Alpha Protocol.
Oh, okay.
I've got that game.
Even better. The only thing I remember about that is he didn't reply to Pooper Scooper, and then Pooper Scooper just like called him a faggot or something.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the interview because it
probably just
never got published.
Yeah, he probably just doesn't want to do interviews now because of that.
Yeah.
With anyone.
But I'm going to keep trying because I got permission from Pooper to reuse the questions. So.
Okay.
What about Tim Kaine?
I don't know. Is he still doing like games?
I don't know. It looks a bit like George Lucas a bit, doesn't he?
That's right.
Was he the guy in Troika?
Yeah.
Right.
What's he doing? Is he still alive? Let's see.
Yeah, I was just looking the same.
Oh, he looks totally different to what I remember.
Oh, he was the director in the Outer Worlds. Have you played that one?
I've watched the speedrun video on YouTube.
Yeah, it didn't seem that interesting.
Nah. Speedrun in 20 minutes. Point.
Wasn't that Tim Kaine was also Hillary's running mate, was he not? If you want to bring it back to American politics. Probably not the same guy.
It might not be, but you never know.
He looks a bit different from what I remember of the Fallout Tim Kaine.
Personal life. Kaine is affected by hereditary color blindness, just like Prosper.
Interesting.
Maybe.
You remember like those posts when Prosper's color choices were like pretty intense, let's put it that way. I'll dig up the quote what's it called? Brian R. interview. Jack and cover.
What about Leonard Boyarsky? Boyarsky.
What was his deal?
Boyarsky.
He was like a creative director, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. And Fallout and Dead or something did he do? I don't know. Can't remember. It'd be good to talk to all them old heads, though.
Josh Sawyer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'll look through the Fallout credits and find them all. I'd like to talk to... We should make a documentary about it and make lots of money. Lots and lots of money. A little Vice documentary about Fallout 2.
Sounds good.
Okay. Like an oral history kind of deal?
Yeah. Sounds...
Yeah.
People might buy it, might invest.
I think so. Fallout is still it's a hot name right now.
Yeah. And this is retro. People like the retro style of it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of going back to the beginning. This is what will be cool very soon.
Yeah, precisely.
Playing Fallout 1.
Yes.
I understand.